My name is Bill Koroncai. I'm a treatment advocate with Recovery Centers of America, and I am a recovering alcoholic and addict. I was born and raised in Bucks County, the oldest of 3 kids. I grew up with a loving family, a mother and father who gave me everything that I needed. I had a pretty happy childhood. Around 13 or 14, I started experimenting with drugs a little bit. And, around the age of 16, things started to get a little bit more serious. I started abusing alcohol pretty regularly, some prescription pills. And, by 18, I was in a full-blown drug addiction. I know for me that when I used drugs, it felt like I had come to life. It felt like I could do anything that I wanted to do. It filled that hole inside of me that felt like I was missing something. At a certain point, however, probably around 18, 19, drugs started to do a lot more to me than they were doing for me. And what I mean by that is, I started facing some consequences with my addiction, numerous arrests, numerous treatment episodes. I went to a couple different rehabs. I realized at that point that I was caught up in a cycle that I knew I couldn't get out of on my own power. I'm not a guy who got this on his first go around. One thing that I had never done is work the 12 steps. I did get a home group, I did go to meetings, but I didn't work any 12 steps. And so what that looked like for me was I was still the same selfish and self-centered guy going to meetings and doing exactly what I was doing before, just minus the drugs and alcohol. So I stayed sober for a while. I stayed sober for a little over 3 years, and then eventually I did relapse. I relapsed in 2015, and it was a tough pill to swallow because I had been sober for a little over 3 years at that point, and I thought I had done the whole recovery thing. So when I first went into treatment, my brother was still running around using, and he got worse and worse and worse, and he was using heroin, and his life was not looking good. And frankly, I was scared to death that I was going to have to bury my younger brother, and I can't really imagine anything more painful than that, for me. I tried helping him every way I could. I tried bringing him to meetings. He just wasn't getting it. He was just getting worse. I tried, a soft approach of just hands off, letting him do his thing, and that wasn't working either, and nothing seemed to be working out for him. And around the same time that I relapsed after a couple years, he had gotten sober as well. He had accepted help and treatment and gotten into a 12-step fellowship. And at the time when I was ready to come back from my relapse, my younger brother, who always had looked up to me, now I was looking up to him, and he had kind of reached his hand out to me and ended up saving my life. So July 29th, 2016 was my first day back. I got sober again, and that is still my sober date today. I've been sober for a little over 3 years again now. And the big thing that's changed for me this time around is, just like my brother had shown me and all those who had come before me, again, I was honest, I was open-minded, and I was willing to go through the 12-step process and actually let myself heal. My life is beautiful. My family trusts me. They know that they can count on me. They know that their son is a reliable, responsible, honest, and service-oriented member of the community and of the family. So I think a common misconception about recovery, especially for young people, I know this was true for me, I thought recovery was going to be so boring. I have a great time with my friends on a regular basis. We do all kinds of stuff, and every single thing that we do is much more fun today than any fun I can ever remember having in my active addiction. We go to comedy shows. All of us like to exercise and work out. We like to be outside and be active. Through this process, it's taken me from somebody who was selfish, self-centered, never really had much of a positive thing in my mind or come out of my mouth, to somebody who is happy, joyous, and free, and content on a daily basis. That's not to say that every day of my life is perfect, because it's not. But the 12 steps and recovery in general and the people I've met throughout this process have given me the tools that I need to live a happy, contented, free life in sobriety. I have never been to a treatment center like Recovery Centers of America in my life. Being at RCA, I have met so many fantastic people who I'm fortunate enough to call close friends and family at this point. And everything about RCA, from the facility itself down to the people who work here, all scream that we care about patients. We want our patients to feel comfortable, safe, secure, and we want not only the patients to recover, but we want their families to recover as well. And to be part of an organization that is so mission focused and dedicated to what we do 24/7, day in and day out, it's really been a blessing for me in my life. If you're out there right now and any of my story sounds familiar to you, if you're experiencing any of the pain or difficulty that I experienced, I just am here to say that I'm nothing special. I'm not a unique case. Myself and millions of others like me are recovering every single day, and a better way of life is available. I know that there's a lot of fear about what might be on the other side of making that call and deciding to accept help, but I think most of that fear is all of your old ways trying to convince you not to change. But really, what do you have to lose? And if you have the overwhelming sense that there has to be more to life than this, I promise you, there is.